What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with a brand new update of my Red Dragon Archfiend Red Resonator Archfiend deck. So I haven't done one of these decks in a while. I've actually put the deck down for a while because I played it so much. But I finally picked it back up and incorporated some links into it. And as part of my 2018 deck stuff, I've been doing like updates of all my decks that I have. So most of you guys, if you are not new to the channel, if you're here for a while, you know that I've loved this deck for a long time. I've actually done a lot of deck profiles on this deck. This will be one of the it definitely is my most viewed video when it comes to YouTube or anything like that. People just love the fact that I the way I play the deck or whatever. But so I'm going to show you. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to show you some of the combos and stuff. Not combos, but I'm going to show you what each card does. It is a very combo heavy deck, so I'm going to show you some of the combos and what every card kind of does and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Very cool card. Okay. So we start off with the tuners. We run 3 Red Resonator. Red Resonator is by far the best tuner because it's basically like a Goblinberg. It can normal summon itself and then special summon another monster from your hand, and then when it is special summoned, you can target the highest attack position monster on the field and gain life points. Very good card. Next is Synchron Resonator. Synchron Resonator can special summon itself if there is a Synchro monster on the field, and then if it's used as a Synchro summon, you can get a Resonator from the graveyard back to your hand. Next, Creation Resonator. If it's a level 8 Synchro monster on the field, you can special summon it. You mainly run the special summon ones. Anyone with special summon is really good. Now this one isn't the best, but I actually kind of like it. Double Resonator. So Double Resonator, what does is when the card Red Gargoyle comes out, which was in the anime but was never actually released or never decided to be out, when that card comes out, Red Double Resonator will be used a lot more and a lot better, because basically what it does is you can target a monster on the field, a fiend type monster on the field, and make it a tuner. Now that's not great, and I really only use it as another level 1 and a fire or whatever. But the main thing is you can target like Red Sprinter and stuff, or even another level 6 and do like make that a tuner or whatever and do that kind of thing. So it's not bad, it's not great, but at the minute it's kind of like it's okay. And in the graveyard it has that effect that you can target a fiend type monster in the graveyard and make it a tuner. And most of your fiends are tuners anyway. Next we have Chain Resonator, probably one of the best Resonators. When it's normal summon, there's Synchro monster on the field, you can special summon any one of these Resonators from the deck to the field. So it's your big combo piece. You get one of these, and that's how you go into mainly these type of cards with the greatest of ease. So that's it for the Synchron monsters, or the not Synchron monster, Resonator monsters. Next we have the big monsters. So the big monsters are all like level 6, and they all have kind of like special summon effects, or they can come level 6. So we have Red Warg is the first one. So for Resonator monsters, normal summoned, you can special summon this card. It's just level 6 and it goes straight into Red Dragon Archfiend. Next we have 3 Heretic Dragon of Tefnuit. Now it's searchable, and if it's kind of like a Cyber Dragon, if there's no monster on the field, you can special summon it, which is just good from their level 6. If you have this and a tuner in your hand or whatever, that's what you use that for. Then we have Red Sprinter to go into our level 6 synchros. We run this in Red Resonator, and the 6 synchros are just good for like extra draw power and stuff like that. And this top deck this or whatever is actually kind of good as well, because it's good later game, and it's good kind of begin the game to get the synchro monsters rolling. Next we have 2 Primitive Butterfly. Primitive Butterfly has the effect to be level 5 or 6 depending on whatever you want, and it can special summon itself to the field if you have no monsters. So that's it for the monsters. So I run one more tuner than I do monsters, but they're all level 6 and they all go into Red Dragon Archfiend first turn if you get a level 2, which is Red Resonator. Next we have 3 Return of Dragon Lords, because you want that extra, because you're running Red Dragon Archfiend, you want that extra defense with it in the graveyard. Wherever you banish this, if your dragon's going to be destroyed, and a lot of times that's actually really helped with this deck. Then you have 3 Resonator Call, wherever it is. I don't know where it is. I have 3 Resonator Call. I'm not sure where it's actually. It's probably in behind that card. Maybe it's here. Ah, there it is. Okay, sorry. So 3 Resonator Call. Resonator Call just searches all the Resonator monsters. For our link part is 3 Scapegoat, just because it's a first turn topological Bomber Dragon, and I'll show you how that is the case. 2 Pot of Desires. I've only ever used this later on in game, and it basically wins later on in game. 2 Heretic Seal of Conviction, because it adds the Heretic. Just say you get this in the tuner, then you have your 6 or whatever. Soul Charge. As soon as you get Soul Charge, you just win. It's just simple. 1 for 1 then to summon any level 1s, because you do run a good few level 1 tuner monsters. So that's it for that. And then lastly, 2 Traps. The traps are basically if your opponent declares an attack, you can end the battle phase altogether and special summon a tuner monster and a synchro monster from your graveyard, but their effects are negated. So it adds up to your combo pieces. And it just say you top deck this and you're losing, you set it, and then you're pretty much good. You're good to go with starting your combos up again, if that was the case. Next, for the extra deck, we have Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, probably one of the coolest artworks in the game. This card is super awesome. So basically what it is, this card takes 2 tuners, so the best way to have it is Chain Resonator, 2 level 1s when you have a Red Dragon Archfiend out. But what you can also do is, if you have a level 6 Synchro out, you can use that with Sprinter and Red Resonator. You can actually use one of your Creation Resonators and Chain Resonators. Just say you have Chain, you can summon Chain and you can summon Chain Resonator and get this out very, very easily with just your level 6, if that is the only thing you can get into. Yep. And then you have, so I'll show you the effect, what the effect does first as well. So the effect basically is it can destroy everything on the field. Yeah, so during your main phase, you can destroy all of the cards on the field, and then if somehow your opponent still has a spell or trap card on the field, you can actually negate that during the battle phase only. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, a manga card of Red Dragon Archfiend. So basically, what that one does is, if it attacks, you can special summon a tuner monster from your graveyard and your deck, the same name, and you contribute any monster on the field to special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend monster from the graveyard. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is probably one of the best. It basically has a negation effect that is like a quick effect, so your opponent can't Dark Hole this, can't Mirror Force, can't do anything, or if it do, you have to do it twice or whatever, but you get the free negation, which is really good. And then if it attacks and inflicts battle damage, you can special summon a tuner monster from the grave, I think it is. Next we have 2 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiends. Amazing card. Basically what this one does is, when it's on the field, you can destroy all monsters, special monsters with attack less than this card, and then you inflict 500 for each, which is really good. Next, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, the manga one. So basically what this one does is, if you have, there is a case where, just say your opponent does have a 4000 attacker, you summon this one instead, and you can destroy all face-up attack position monsters on the field, on your opponent's side of the field, and then this is the only one that can attack. Next, for our 7s, we have Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, probably one of the best 7 synchros out there, just because for the bounce effect. Then we have Samurai Destroyer. I was just testing this card out. It doesn't go well with the Revival of Dragon Lords, but it does go well if your opponent is destroying cards or has some type of effect, and this card can special summon itself from the graveyard. It really depends on what you want, but feel free to change this for a clearing or whatever else you want. Or yeah. And next, for the 2 level 6s, we have Red Wyvern. Red Wyvern is basically any monster higher than it in attack on the field, it can destroy it. And Coral Dragon can discard a card, destroy a card, and then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card. Pretty easy. That's it for the synchro monsters. Hopefully everything doesn't start falling. Yeah, so now we have Topological Bomber Dragon. Bomber Dragon, if it attacks a monster, you can inflict that monster's attack, or inflict that monster's attack as damage, even if it doesn't destroy it, which is pretty good. And then it's mainly, this card really shines in the main monster zone. If it gets destroyed, then special summon it back. Really comes back in the main monster zone, because it's 3000 beater that inflicts Yoki Bob, whatever, which is really good. Other than that, if a link monster, so obviously if you're playing against a link monster deck, you have to watch your main monster zones, because this destroys every monster in the main monster zone, and leaves the extra deck monster zones fine. Next, Decode Talker. Everybody knows what Decode Talker does. 1 Proxy Dragon and 1 Mrs. Radiant. So what you do is, with Scapegoat, is you summon, you have 4 Earth tokens, you tribute it from Mrs. Radiant, then you go for Proxy Dragon, and then get rid of the 2 of those for Topological Bomber Dragon, because it only uses 2 effect monsters, and them 2 are 2 effect monsters. So that is it for the deck profile, guys. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and good luck.